the Invisible Disabilities Association proudly presents the Invisible No More Show, the podcast that highlights new technologies and conversations that matter for people living with invisible disabilities. And now join us with our founder and CEO, Wayne Cannell, as he speaks with the folks from ALSUP.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Wayne Cannell. I'm the founder of the Invisible Disabilities Association, and this is the Invisible No More Show. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, I want to introduce you to Paula. So Paula, tell me about ALSUP and your journey, why you're involved with ALSUP, and how long you've been with ALSUP.
Okay, great. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming out today. I've been with ALSUP for about 13 years, and for the first 10 of those years, I worked as a senior claims consultant. So I was actually working with individuals who had been denied disability and taking those cases to administrative law judge level and helping those individuals get awarded and advocate for them at level 3 of disability. I had an opportunity to transition my role from being a disability advocate to doing return to work, doing the Return to Work Ticket to Work program about 3 years ago. So been with ALSUP for about 13 years. The last 3 years I've had a great experience, and specifically working with the return to work population.
Yeah, so tell us more about return to work. You know, what does that mean? Obviously, there's something that precludes return to work.
Right.
So
right.
talk a little bit about that and then why return to work.
Okay, so for a long time, my focus as just a regular employee was to get the disability, get that individual awarded Social Security disability benefits. And I think for a long time, that's what we focused on here at ALSUP in general. And it's great to finally come full circle such that we're able to help someone get that disability. But now, ALSUP Employment Services can help provide information in terms of what the Ticket to Work program is. It's a program offered by the Social Security Administration to help people get back to work. It's been around for about 20 years. What we've learned, what ALSUP Employment Services have learned, unfortunately, is that not too many people know about the program. So being able to talk with you about it today is very exciting for us. The program's completely free, it's completely voluntary, and it's offered to anyone who's receiving a current Social Security disability benefit. The ultimate goal of the program is for beneficiaries to attain financial independence from that disability benefit. There's multiple benefits of the program, and we refer to those benefits, some of those benefits, as phases. So the first phase is a trial work period. Second phase is extended period of eligibility. There's an expedited reinstatement phase. There's several benefits on top of that, including Medicare continuation. Many people think that when they're disabled, they finally get that disability benefit, they finally get eligibility for Medicare. Once they go back to work, that's all going to go away. In reality, it doesn't go away. Your Medicare works with you for upwards of 7 years after that first phase of the program, and continuing disability review exemption. So if you're in the program, you're doing well, you don't have to worry about Social Security contacting you and asking you all of these questions about your disability. You're exempt from that process. But in order to use all of the benefits of the program, you do have to enroll with an employment network like ALSUP Employment Services.
So let's kind of take it back and start back. Talk just a little bit about Social Security disability, what that is, and then, you know, what happens in that process. When would a person, you know, be thinking about back to work, right? Because obviously
Sure.
They achieve Social Security disability, you know, to kind of talk through that a little process there.
Sure, absolutely. So with Social Security disability, there's the application process, then going through that disability adjudication through the state. At ALSUP, what we do is we represent people at the initial level, the reconsideration level, and then also at the administrative law judge level and beyond. So what we try to do here is we try to provide early education. Early intervention really helps to drive behavior. So when you apply through ALSUP, we're also gathering information about your disability, but at the same time, we're letting you know about the Return to Work program, about Ticket to Work. So we want you to understand that you have a disability. You may have a disability right now, and it does preclude you from working, but that doesn't have to be the end all. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, and we can help you go back to work when you're ready. So the Ticket to Work program becomes eligible for an individual once they're awarded Social Security disability, and that whole award process can take 6 months, in many cases even much longer than that. But the good thing to know is that Ticket to Work is here for you when your disability is awarded, and once you and your doctors have had a discussion about eventually getting back to work.
Right. So obviously, some people with who are on Social Security disability may be unable to work for various reasons.
Absolutely.
But these are people that enjoyed working and they want to have the opportunity to possibly get back, but they have this in between time
Right.
where they're not able to work because of their disability.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about what the steps are. Is it all based upon ALSUP taking those steps, or does the individual have to be involved?
That's a great question. So obviously, ALSUP offers the return to work services, but Ticket to Work is eligible. Ticket to Work is on the internet, right? So you could go to Social Security, you could go to choosework.ssa.gov and learn about the Ticket to Work program there, learn about returning to work there. How do I do this? How do I go about doing this? What am I supposed to do? What are the steps? That kind of thing. So you do have to enroll. If you're an ALSUP alumni, if you're someone that's working with ALSUP, you know about the services because you've probably been on our site. We've probably assisted you through a good portion of the application process, and we've educated you about that previously. If you're working with ALSUP, once you've been awarded, you'll also receive a phone call from us, specifically from the Return to Work Department. And that's when we remind you about the program. We realize that there's some people that's never going to be able to go back to work, and we completely understand that. But we want to get out as much education, as much information as we can about the program because so few people know about it. I think there's a stigma about returning to work and being disabled and you're going to lose all of these benefits, when in reality, the Return to Work program through Social Security offers a number of very supportive benefits that helps you, whether that's a year from now, 2 years from now. We've even assisted some people in getting back to work who's been out of work for 10, 15, and even 20 years.
Right. So one of the fears is, think about the whole aspect of, well, if I start to try the Ticket to Work or the Back to Work, Social Security, and they find out that they're unable to do it, or for some reason, Social Security may say, well, we're going to take your Social Security away because you can work.
Right.
And kind of address the issue of part-time, full-time. How does that all impact, and what is actually work, right? What do they consider that? Is it a full-time replacement of your disability? Social Security disability, what exactly is that?
It's a great question. We get that question almost every day.
I believe
so
it.
It's great. So many people will call us and we'll talk with them and they'll say part-time and they'll say full-time. When in reality, what Social Security is looking for are your earnings, your gross monthly earnings. So in terms of the trial work period, that's what I had referred to earlier as being the first phase of the program. During the trial work period, and this is such a great benefit, during that time frame, you have the trial work period allows you 9 months out of a 60-month span to test your abilities to go back to work, to try to go back to work. During that span of time, your Medicare, if you're eligible at that point, will stay with you. And on top of that, Social Security will pay you your full Social Security disability benefit regardless of how much you earn. And Social Security really only takes a look at, once again, your earnings. So you could be a part-time physician. As long as you have earnings that are, for 2019, $880 or more gross, that will count as a trial work period month.
Is that per month? Okay, per month. Okay.
So likewise, you could be working full-time but not being paid very much. Maybe you're only paid $600 or $700 a month. As long as you're not earning $880, that will not count as a trial work period month.
And so what happens after this trial work period? What's the next steps?
So once again, phase 1, trial work period. Once you've utilized those 9 trial work period months, you enter into the second phase. And the second phase of that program is called the extended period of eligibility. That extended period of eligibility is a 36-month span that begins immediately after your trial work period. So during the trial work period, Social Security is interested in that trial work level threshold, that $880 amount that I just mentioned. During that second phase, extended period of eligibility, Social Security challenges you a little bit more. They want to say, we saw that you could earn $880. Can you step that up? Are you serious about returning to work? So they make that challenge up to $1,220, which is called substantial gainful activity. Once you show an ability to earn substantial gainful activity during the extended period of eligibility, Social Security starts to turn your benefits off. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a permanent stop. Okay, the extended period of eligibility is a great phase. Like I said, it's 36 months. So during that 3-year span of time, Social Security can turn on and off your disability benefit based on your gross monthly earnings. So if I'm in the program and I'm doing well and I've been in the program for, say, a year and a half, I've used the 9-month trial work period and I'm in that extended period of eligibility, and I'm used to making, let's say, $3,000 a month. If I take a step off of a curb and I fracture my ankle, the doctor says it's a bad break and you need to be off your feet for 3 or 4 months, you need to stop working, that's fine. My benefits can restart again and I'll receive my full Social Security disability benefit at that point. And if you work with Allsup Employment Services, we offer work activity form completion. So unfortunately, the benefits don't start up immediately. There's a little bit of paperwork that needs to be completed, but what we do is we complete a work activity form. We send it out to our beneficiary, indicating essentially that my work is stopped for the time being. We send that form to Social Security, and we basically ask Social Security, we let them know our ticket to work holder has stopped working. They're in their extended period of eligibility, and we need to have those benefits restarted. So we act as a liaison to get those benefits started as quickly as possible.
Okay, so you get through, that's phase 2. So is there, what's the next phase?
Okay, so the next phase of the program is expedited reinstatement of benefits. This is a 5-year span of time that takes place after your extended period of eligibility. If you have to leave the workforce again due to your disability, you have an opportunity to go back to Social Security and ask them to restart your benefits. They'll even pay you, you may even be eligible rather, to receive 6 months of provisional benefits while you're waiting for them to complete some paperwork to see if you're still disabled.
And is that the similar process to when you originally applied for Social Security disability, or is it it's a different type of process?
It's a good question. It's similar but a little different. Many people have to go through, obviously, the initial phase, the reconsideration phase, and some people even have to go through that administrative law judge level of disability. Thankfully, you don't have to go through those phases, but there is some paperwork that Social Security needs to have you complete, and it can take a little bit of time. But like I said, some people are eligible to receive 6 months of payments while they're taking care of that paperwork.
So you mentioned a 5-year span on that. So basically, is that a 5-year time to be able to try to get it reinstated?
That's right.
And then once it's reinstated, then it doesn't end in 5 years. It
That's
just
right.
keeps going. Okay.
That's right.
Right. Because I think about somebody who, like you said, they might have a passion. They love. I mean, most people that they were working, and that's the whole point of why they were able to get Social Security disability, because
That's
they
right.
loved working, and they're unable to. So what this does is, I'm guessing, it gives them an opportunity to say, I'm going to try to do this again.
That's right.
It may have to be in a totally different field or whatever that is, but it gives them an opportunity to try to do it. And if for some reason they just can't because the way their body is or there are additional complications, that's okay too.
That's right.
They don't automatically lose all their Social Security.
Absolutely right. So when someone tries to go back to work, they've completed some paperwork in order to enroll into the program. One of the things that we let people know, one of the things that I let some of my clients know is this trial work period is a trial. You're not obligated to continue working. If you go back to work and you've done 2 or 3 months and you've decided this was a mistake, you can absolutely withdraw from the program. Your benefits will continue. There's no harm, there's no foul. Your benefits continue. Period.
Well, great. So why don't you do me a favor and take the time to let us know specifically, what your kind of appeal to how the people would want to interact with you. So, kind of wrap this up a little bit. I love what you're talking about. Let's tell the people out here and say, hey, what would you want them to do through Allsup? What would be the impact?
If you're interested in learning more about returning to work, you can go to our website. That's allsupemploymentservices.com. You can always give us a call at 866-540-5105. We'd be happy to talk with you about any of the program requirements, about any questions that you might have. We'd be thrilled to assist you with that. We have job counselors on staff that can help you if you don't already have a position. We try to make this as seamless and easy for you as possible.
Well, I think it's fantastic what Allsup's doing. It's great that they're trying to help people not only if they're unable to work, but they're trying to say, hey, if you want to try it again, we've got an opportunity to help you with it as well.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for being part of the Invisible No More show. We're very excited about Allsup and the great work they're doing on helping people get back to work.